Today I'll be using hacks to upgrade my duck Gerald into a god duck that is able to speedrun the first 3 Duck Life games. First up, Duck Life Origin. We get a little backstory on Gerald. We used to own a huge farm and we're making tons of money, and then one day a tornado comes along and destroys everything. The only thing that survives is a single duck egg. So my goal is to train this duckling into a racing duck legend in order to make enough money to rebuild my farm. And that's where Gerald comes in. The first game is super simple. We have to train Gerald in running, swimming, and flying. The main thing we have to focus on is the energy level in the top left section of the screen. And in order to increase that, I can feed Gerald these seeds. There you go, buddy. He's already level 1, level 2, and now he's level 3, but we ran out of seeds. If I go into the shop, you guys can see that we can buy more seeds, and we can also buy special seeds called skill seeds. The one problem is I have no money. That is until I hit this button right here. Now we have 1,000 coins, which means that I should be able to buy at least 100 of the skill seeds. To make things a little bit quicker, we're gonna activate my handy dandy auto clicker, and now you guys can see that there's a giant mound of blue seeds for Gerald. But look how happy Gerald is. I fed Gerald his steroid seeds until he hit the max level of 150, and the next step is to go ahead and train him. The first obstacle is pretty simple. We just have to make sure Gerald jumps over these rolling balls. I died? How did I die with hacks? I think we're getting the hang of this. Our score is almost at 1,000. Go, Gerald, go. Oh, double ball. Not a problem for Gerald. Oh, 2 back-to-back. We gotta go a little bit faster here, Gerald. Our high score was 2,000, and Gerald is now running level 21. Let's see if that's enough to beat the beginner races. We can start out with Green Valley. Okay, so Gerald should have more energy than the other ducks, but let's see if all of that training is going to get him a #1 spot. Come on, Gerald, you got this. You're a beast. That's right, Gerald. Hop your way to victory. Hop, hop, hop. Yes, Gerald. Go, Gerald. Yes, Gerald. You are a god duck. We came in first. And to celebrate, I gave Gerald even more of his steroided out seeds. If we want Gerald to turn into a god, we're not only going to need him to run fast. We're going to need him to be an all-terrain vehicle that can get through any obstacle in the entire game. The swimming challenge is pretty simple. All I have to do is just make sure that Gerald goes right, left, straight, and down. And as long as he stays on the screen and doesn't hit really any of the obstacles, we should be able to, in theory, go practically forever. I'm not even really sure why I'm collecting these coins, considering I have hacks that can give me 10,000 coins in under 2 seconds. It starts to get pretty quick after you get to 5,000, and then even faster when you get to 7,000. And by the time you get close to 10,000, it kind of feels like you're moving 100 miles an hour. I think that's enough swimming for today. More seeds, Gerald. I really don't think this is actually doing anything. The last element we need to make sure Gerald is proficient in is flying. We need to slide down this giant hill and then basically just drag Gerald up and down in order for him to collect these coins. There's not really many ways to get better at this. You kind of just have to do it over and over again. Eventually, he runs out of steam because he is kind of just a duck with very tiny wings and a ginormous double ball body. So what I can do to speed things up is hit this handy dandy hack button, and just like that, the energy, flying, swim, and running levels are all over 1,000. And since we had some extra money, I decided to get Gerald this really cool baseball hat. Now let's go demolish some duck noobs. Let's see how Gerald does in his second race ever. Okay, go. Oh my god, he's done. That took like 2 seconds. They all got disqualified. That's how good Gerald now is. There's not really a way to skip straight to the World Championship of duck racing, so let's just do a quick montage of Gerald absolutely demolishing the competition in every single race. Oh, you guys were so close to finishing, not to Gerald. Show them, Gerald. Yes. Oh my gosh, Gerald is an all-terrain vehicle. I think you were supposed to swim in this section of the race. Huh? Wait, all of the other ducks finished. You came second? How is that even possible? It said I got disqualified? Was Gerald too fast for that race? So it turns out Gerald is too fast, which means we're gonna have to subtract some of the experience. Don't worry, I'll make sure that goes back up into the thousands later in today's video. But for right now, we need to make sure that Gerald is kind of similar to the other ducks, because apparently he has to actually touch the flag in order to finish the race. That's more like it. Let's make sure to fix these numbers, and we officially made our way to the amateur races. It looks like here I can just skip to the final one. This is called rooftop jumping. Let's see how Gerald does. Oh no! Gerald ran straight into that building. And this time, even though he flew over the flag, it seems like the game actually thinks that he came in first. Let's check out the swimming pool. That was quick. Gerald has to jump off this diving board, and he flew way too fast, but hopefully that still counts. The final amateur race, we need to go, I think, just straight up this railing. Let's see what happens. Done. Moving on to the expert races. We have to go up the volcano. Gerald can do this practically in his sleep. I really don't know why these other ducks even bother trying. This is probably what everybody else felt like when Usain Bolt was still in the Olympics. They would just watch him finish first in everything. They were really just always racing for second place. Now he has to go across this river, and since his swimming is level 974, that shouldn't be a problem. Kevin, I want you to watch greatness. I know you're a chicken, but if you ever want to join the Olympics, that's what you're gonna have to do. I decided to congratulate Gerald on all of his newfound success with a brand new hat, and just for fun, we're gonna add as much experience as possible. That looks good enough to me, and now we can officially enter the World Championship. So far, this is Gerald's race record. We have been chosen to race against the world champion. If I win, I will receive enough money to rebuild the farm. Here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1. Gerald, show him who's boss. Oh. The race is over. Gerald just teleported to the end. The only problem is I don't know if I actually broke the game. Yeah, I think he might be too fast. Let's try this one more time. Okay, Gerald, I need you to not be a superhuman. I need you to actually maybe just do exactly that. I think that was a compelling performance. Did Gerald touch the finish line? I think he did, ladies and gentlemen, which means Gerald is now the world champion of ducks. This is what a champion looks like. Next up, Duck Life 2 World Champion. It says I can enter my name, but it won't let me. So I guess my name is Duck Gerald. For this game, we don't really get any backstory. Gerald became the world champion, and then I guess he lost all of his abilities. Like most people that become #1 at something, I guess he kind of got bored of it and then let himself go, just like Thor did. Gerald's now kind of fat, but he still wants to be #1 in the world again and become a world champion. The problem is, we don't really have any money. Don't worry, I fixed that. We're gonna see if Gerald likes the $1 seeds. It looks like he kind of does. Now let's see if he likes the $15 super seeds. I think it's safe to say he likes these a little bit more. Apparently, I've reached the maximum energy level that I can be right now, but I should be able to fix that if I go into the shop and then hit upgrade a few times. Now his max level can be 150, and I can also give him this cool dapper hat. That's a good duck, Gerald. Just keep on eating. You're gonna be big and strong just like you used to be 10 minutes ago. Even though his energy is back to being level 150, we still have to go ahead and train all of the other skills. This time around, we have flying, swimming, and running, and we also have a new one, climbing. Let's train the climbing first. Okay, so what I have to do is just jump back and forth like Super Mario Bros. And then avoid the obstacles so that I don't get caught. I guess Gerald will be performing activities like this later in today's races, so we need to make sure that he's prepared for anything. That's right, Gerald, even faster. Okay, it's actually starting to get a little bit difficult here. It's nothing that Gerald can't handle because he has all of the energy in the world. Just like all of the other games, this starts to get a little bit quicker the longer you survive. You could also get caught at random little tiny sections that you would not think you can get caught on, so you do have to kind of be careful and kind of just also spam left and right. That way Gerald never gets stuck, except for that time. The other skill games are pretty much exactly the same as the other game. For running, you have to jump over balls, except this time it's not the same ball every single time. You'll get some baseballs, some oranges, and if you're lucky, you'll even get another duck rolling your way. Okay, that might not actually be in the game, but how cool would that be? I think it's about time for our first race. Since we want to become the world champion, we need to conquer all of the popular countries: Scotland, England, Egypt, Hawaii, and Japan. Hawaii is my favorite country. And instead of having 4 random races, now we have 3 different rounds. Round 1 is cliff jumping. So let's see how Gerald does jumping off of a cliff. This one actually might be a little bit of a struggle if Gerald has to fly, because yeah, we didn't really train him to do that yet. So he might be a little bit slow. And also I didn't train him in the ways of swimming like he used to be really good at. So we might actually come in last place. Wait for it. Let's see. Yeah, we just came in last, even though I'm hacking. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. And let's try that again, Gerald. Take 2. Let's see what he does. Go, Gerald. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, my beautiful duck boy. Now that is how you become a world champion of ducks. These ducks are probably so confused. They're thinking, how did Gerald get so good so quick? He used to be trash. Round number 2 is rock climbing. We actually trained in this one, so I have a feeling Gerald will be able to practically run up the wall just like that, and also do a really cool front flip to stunt on every other one of the ducks. You guys are all slowpokes. Don't even do the cool roll. You don't deserve it. And for the area final, I believe believe that it just combines together all of the other areas. So Gerald has to run up this Windows XP screensaver, do a cool little jump, and then essentially just fly all the way to the finish line. Ooh, first he has to climb the cliff that we just did 2 seconds ago. And of course, he got first place. Next up, we have to test our abilities in the City of England. Let's see, we're starting out in the sewer underneath a yellow taxi. Gerald is going to swim through all of the sewer water, do a really cool epic front flip, and just like that, get to the finish line. The other ducks were too close for comfort, so let's make sure that that doesn't happen again. Here's some more super seeds, just in case you got hungry again. Round number 2 is called the Leap of Faith. So now that we're out of the sewer system, we now have to jump off of this like tiny little cliff, and Gerald just flew right past the finish line. The other ducks weren't able to make it in time. Suck on that, other ducks. And just like the first round, we're going to go ahead and go out of the sewer, do a really awesome front flip, go over the bridge, past these pretty big cars, and then fly right to the finish line. Gerald did that without breaking a sweat. Before we fly all the way over to Egypt, I think Gerald deserves to go ahead and get a brand new hat. This one is his favorite. No, Gerald, you don't need the normal seed. You hate it. I can't have him eating the equivalent of junk food these days. He only gets the best of the best. Okay, this time around, he's climbing over different ancient monuments like the pyramids, and these guys, these jackal-looking dudes, are these actually in Egypt? I am a little bit worried that Gerald is just too fast once again and didn't actually finish the race, which is exactly what flipping happened. The game didn't even register it. It just says results text, which sadly means I need to go ahead and make sure Gerald becomes actually human again. Hopefully that does the trick. Show them who's the boss, Duck Gerald. That's good. So far, amazing. Now just make sure you touch the finish line, maybe? I don't know if that's gonna quite cut it. Gosh dang it, Gerald, you're too good. Okay, slight problem with the hacks. I was able to lower all of his other stats, but his energy levels are now in the negatives. So I am kind of curious what happens now if I go into the race. Is he even going to be able to move? Nope, he ran out of energy and immediately fell asleep. He's like Paul Blart from Paul Blart Mall Cop with hypoglycemia and just passes out whenever he doesn't have energy. More super seed for you there, little guy. It's not in the thousands like I want it to be, but hopefully it's enough to conquer Egypt. Dust them up, Gerald. The other ducks are probably really confused why Gerald goes from being an absolute utter god to then being human again, where they can actually see him in the race. This time around, it seems like it actually worked. Gerald maybe went a little bit too fast because his hat is not perfectly centered on his head like it used to be. Round number 2 is the Oasis. Gerald is really good at swimming, so I'm not too worried about this one. Good job, Gerald. And hopefully we can get past the final race without any mishaps happening. So far, so good. He nailed the front flip. This is where he's run into issues before, but since the finish line is moved back, we can fly and splash right into this little pond, flip my baby flippers, and watch Gerald hop directly through the finish line into the sunset. The other ducks actually got weirdly close. Are they also hacking? Before heading over to my favorite country, Hawaii, let's make sure that we have more experience. Hopefully this isn't too much. First up, we need to go ahead and conquer the cruise ship. And done. We didn't even touch the water. Next up, we need to just jump over a volcano. Okay, that can't be too hard, right? Good job, Gerald. He completely missed the volcano. And now when we combine both of those things together, Gerald just has to jump off of the cruise ship, fly directly over the ocean, go through the palm trees, up the volcano, and right to the finish line, which, oh, nice. He was able to climb and flip and stick the landing right at the end. That was epic. The other ducks didn't even get close that time. The final country is going to be, the semifinal is in Japan. So Gerald, if you can somehow pull this off, I will get you all you can eat sushi. I have no idea what that says. If you guys do, please leave a comment down below. So Gerald is going inside this building to a diving board, and he's flying directly over the entire pool. He's too fast that he keeps flying into the walls. He's going up the Rainbow Road, and this should be the end, right? Oh no, he's going over to the DAP, past McDuckles. I don't know what that is. Into the final splash zone. We have to be at the end soon, right? There it is. We stuck the landing and we finished the race. That has to be like a world record, right? Since Gerald made that look so easy, I do kind of have a feeling that if I hit my handy dandy hack button and I max this out to like 1,000, I think it might just work for the championship final. Let's see, guys. So it's me versus, I think it might be that same duck from the first game. Oh my gosh. We actually might be too fast. It's neck and neck, guys. Oh my, yo! Okay, we just went past that building. We're literally going so fast, we're off the screen. It's basically the same exact race. Did we finish it though? That is the question. We did. We actually did. The timer has started, which means we did it. And the other world champion didn't even get close. I'm pretty sure that's it for Duck Life 2. The final Duck Life of the day is Duck Life 3 Evolution. Things are about to get a little bit weird. The Daily News. Farmer invents genetically modified ducks. Ducks can now be bred to become specialized for a certain skill. Duck racers are ecstatic at the news. A new breed of duck racing is here. Ah, so you heard about the modified ducks. Well, take your pick. First is the worst, second is the best, third is the one with the hairy chest. I'm going for number 4. Welcome to the squad, Gerald. Apparently, Gerald is now a swimming duck. Congrats, you are now on your way to becoming world champion. I've already done this 2 other times. So apparently there's 3 different leagues, amateur, advanced, and professional. I'll be beating all 3. And to really speed this up, guys, we are just going to max out all of my training things. I do want to see if any are different. The flying one does look kind of cool. It looks like they upgraded the slide a little bit. And since we are so fast, we actually just beat the entire thing. Okay, so I modified it so that we're at level, like, what is that? This is flying level 50, guys, and already flying level 50 is really difficult. They also do have new seeds that you can collect and new coins. So now there's these purple coins. Okay, it seems like I survived long enough to make things a little bit slower, but that started out super duper fast. It also now warns you when obstacles are coming, which is pretty nice. Next up, we have the running race, which is still exactly the same. The only difference this time around is they made it slightly more difficult with bouncing tennis balls. It's actually kind of hard. But of course, Gerald is able to handle anything, except for a tennis ball to the forehead. Climbing seems pretty much the exact same. It would have been pretty sweet if they added in more obstacles or maybe different lanes that I could climb up, but I guess if it's not broke, no need to fix it. And last but not least, we have swimming, which is apparently Gerald's best attribute. It does kind of seem like the art department got a little bit of a budget boost because the glaciers look 10 times better. Everything else looks kind of the same. Oh, they also added in boats. That just killed Gerald. Anyway, I think we're ready to race. We're immediately going straight to the qualifiers. Race number 1 should be quite simple. Let's see how Gerald does. So our stats aren't anything crazy right now, but they're still good enough to be able to win the first race. Congratulations, you won. Now go win all the other races. Well, yeah, what else am I gonna do? Race number 2, we have to go from up here to down there. Luckily, my flying isn't at level 69,000 because if it was, I don't think that would have registered. It seems like this orange duck is going to be my competition. And just like that, we're already at the final for the qualifiers. Do your worst, Gerald. Flip that little flippy, jump down to the cliff, climb over, do the flip, and fly right down to the finish line. Who's my good little duck? Now we can go all the way to the finals. Race number 1, we have to focus on our running ability. Is anybody else even good at running? No, it does not seem like it. Gerald flexed on them and climbed up the last section. Next up, we have to climb over this giant cruise ship. Gerald could do this in his sleep. Look at this absolute god of a duck. We probably should upgrade his flying ability pretty soon though. And the final of the final is going to be this. I don't even care what it is. I'm just gonna go, sit back, relax, eat my bag of nuts, and watch Gerald do what Gerald does best. You're doing great there, buddy. Go, Gerald, go! Yeah! Oh, that's a good looking duck. OMG, I'm evolving. Your duck is now an ugly duck. You can now enter the Advanced League. Welcome to the Advanced League in London. New training, advanced contestants, new longer tracks, and a maximum level of 100. Yeah, I don't think the maximum level really applies to me. As an ugly duck, we need to make sure to overcompensate for that by giving Gerald even more experience. I wonder if any of these look different. Advanced flying training. Okay, what the? Oh my, okay, I think I just hit a building. This is a little bit more advanced than I was prepared for. What about running? So this is exactly the same, except with London as the backdrop. Oh wait, they have stairs. I stand corrected. This is totally different, guys. I also refuse to believe that Gerald is hopping at 15 miles per hour. If anything, this is probably like 2 miles per hour. Ooh, they actually made climbing look a little bit different. Oh, this is nice. I mean, it's essentially the same exact game, just retextured with satellites and buildings, but it is kind of cool. What if I hit a satellite? Nothing happens. I can literally just go ahead and jump to the other side. Imagine you live in the city and you see an ugly duck absolutely ripping up the side of your building. Comment down below what you do. Part of me thinks that Gerald could literally do this all day. Out of all of the different trainings, this one is definitely the easiest. And the final training that's been upgraded is the advanced swimming. So now instead of boats and stuff, we have submarines. Oh no, a boat. What will I do? Oh shoot, it's another submarine. I think the advanced swimming training facility might have gotten a little bit easier. It looks like we have to do all of the qualifiers once again. This looks pretty similar to some of the races in the last game. It is kind of concerning how all of the other ducks look kind of weird. And since all of the ducks are are evolved to be specialized, you can tell which duck is supposed to be good at which thing. The ugly duckling, which is what Gerald is great at swimming for some reason. This duck is definitely good at jumping and running. And then I guess the orange duck is the flyer of the group, or maybe the mountain climber. I really can't tell. It really doesn't matter because even though Gerald might look like an ugly duckling, he is still the world champion of all ducks, which is why we're already on the finals. Oh my gosh, that was so fast. Oh, hey, what's up, other ducks? Yeah, you guys might think you're genetically modified, but you are nowhere near as genetically modified as Gerald. All of his chromosomes have been scrambled. His DNA has DNA. He's like all of the X-Men mutant creatures combined into one great god. Also, if you guys do want me to play other duck lives, comment down below which one I should check out next. I recently found out that there's like 10. This will be the final race for the intermediate league. And then after this, there should just be one more league that we have to get through. And that's also when we can see Gerald's final form. OMG, I'm evolving. Your duck is now a Murduck. I did not see that coming. Welcome to the professional league in Easter Island. Oh my gosh, Gerald, you're gorgeous. To celebrate, here are some super steroid seeds. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting him to use his flipper arms. That is terrifyingly cool. As always, we need to check out the new training facilities. So this time we're flying around and we got to get through different like Easter Island face obstacles. Training complete. Amazing. Gerald should probably not be very good at running since he doesn't have feet anymore. He just has a dolphin tail. Also, I'm not entirely sure what this running training is. There's no longer balls coming towards Gerald. There's just different things that he has to parkour on. Why do these trainings keep getting easier the more Gerald evolves? Climbing looks a lot different. It kind of reminds me of the first version of climbing, but Gerald's animation is so cool. Imagine the upper flipper strength that you would have to have in order to pull your entire body up. And for swimming, it looks like they actually fully changed the mechanics here. It's an entirely new minigame where I have to click to go up and then I need to release it to go down. But Gerald is so good at swimming that I can't go down fast enough to avoid the cave. So I'm just gonna go out and say that he's probably good when it comes to swimming. And just in case he isn't, let's just add even more. We can go ahead and max out all of these things until they go off the screen. Now it's officially time for the final races. This first one is about flying. We can also get our first look at some of the other duck evolutions, and just like that, they're already gone. Gerald's done it again, ladies and gentlemen. He's completed the race before anybody even got close. Race number 2 is Volcano Lake. This is where Gerald should shine because he is part duck, part mermaid. Hey, what's up, everybody? You guys look weird. Okay, so purple is definitely the flying duck. So let's see how purple does on this one, which should combine flying and swimming, except Gerald might just fly over the entire thing. Oh wait, no, we're gonna have to climb. Okay, that wasn't even a climb. He just leapt up that mountain, and hopefully he doesn't fly over the finish line. I think he might have. Will it count? I think it actually will. Yes. And we're moving on to the final 3 races. Okay, this time we're starting out at the top of the screen, and he's just gonna waddle his way all the way to the right to the finish line. This is awesome. They grow up so fast, ladies and gentlemen. Race number 2 of the finals is the cliff. Gerald is the perfectly evolved form of a duck. Did he come back down? Okay, yeah, he did. I won. Okay, sweet. And this is it, guys. The final race of Duck Life 3 Evolution. Oh, there's other ducks telling me to go. All right, cool. We did a flip and we went right into flying and running. I feel like the game devs were not ready for a duck like Gerald to play this game. And it looks like it is counting this as a victory. An otherworldly portal has appeared. I wonder where it goes. Wait, what? The portal takes you to the lair of the ultimate racer. As you travel, you feel yourself evolve. Your duck is now a supreme duck. What does that even mean? Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I think we're officially ready for the final race. Gerald has reached his ultimate final form. This is the champion duck. He will not lose easily. Watch out for his army of Domo Kun. Click on them to stop them from attacking. Okay, Gerald, you might need to slow down a little bit here. I need to protect you, apparently. Okay, I gotta literally just like click right where Gerald is to get rid of these guys. Okay, he should be able to get through a couple by himself. I guess I'll just click on them just for fun. Okay, we have to be pretty close to the end. They have pirate ships. They have jetpacks. Why would they put them up there? Maybe they're ready for ducks like Gerald that are hacking. And yeah, so that was the finish line. And the Supreme Duck Overlord is nowhere to be seen. Congratulations, you win. So yeah, Gerald has become the Supreme Duck Overlord of all other ducks. And if you guys don't subscribe and leave a like on today's video, he will come to your world and beat you up. That is not a threat, that is a promise. And if you guys want to see more Gerald, make sure you guys click right here.